Hello, people from the Central Games. We are on Anthem Radio. Now we are going to make a new segment. We want to interview the faces that play in Stronghold every day, the faces you are seeing. And today we have Doc Martin. Doc Martin, how are you feeling?
Feeling good, thanks. Nice to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you here. First of all, I know you have a whole story, involving poker before, joining DG. And I would like to let the people know what you are doing if you want to tell a background before about your time, playing poker.
Yeah, sure. I started in probably around 2003. At the time, I was playing backgammon tournaments and stuff, and poker was getting bigger and bigger, and everyone was moving from backgammon to poker because there was easier money. So I started playing poker and studied a lot, read a lot of books, figured it all out, played a lot of tournaments, played a lot of cash games and stuff, and kind of worked my way up. And um, after probably a couple years, I got pretty good and won my way into the World Series of Poker a couple times, and was sponsored by uh, team. I was on Team Sun Poker, which was one of the sites I played at, um, and so I did that up until I guess 2007 when poker got shut down in the USA. Um,
Oh,
which kind of crushed my poker dreams, but that was okay. And then actually just last year, um, I was getting into crypto and NFTs, and um, stumbled on the idea of ice poker and that it was coming. So I jumped into that and got into ice poker, and here we are now. Got a couple of those wearables, and built myself a little guild, and got some more wearables and earned some more ice and upgraded wearables. And yep.
that's the way. Ice is the way to go. Here on Anthem, we have many songs involving ice and what it does and everything. So it's amazing that you're mentioning it. Um, you have a world background in poker. This is amazing. You are a player who has an entire life, based in poker, and that dreams. I think that have a thing because you are here right now. You have your delegates. You have all your this story you are telling. Um, I want to know how you felt when you find about ice poker. It was like it changed something between the poker, real poker you used to play, and the poker from the metaverse.
Yeah, I was really excited when I saw just like playing poker uh, using NFTs. So it was, I've been into crypto for a couple years, and I was kind of interested in NFTs, but hadn't really gotten into it too much. But then I saw ice poker, and I was like, yeah, this is it. This is perfect for me because I love poker. Um, so I'm not going to be confused about that aspect of it, and kind of understood what they were trying to do, because I was sort of interested in getting into Axie Infinity, but I didn't quite pull the trigger on that. But yeah, when I saw this, I was like, yeah, this is definitely for me. So um, got in on the second mint. I missed the very first one, but I got in on the second one, and I was in on all the mints after that. So I was there, you know, pressing buttons, refreshing, trying to mint an NFT. And I had my kid trying to mint them for me as well, and trying to build up a little collection without having to buy them off of OpenSea. So it's kind
Amazing.
of yeah. And so I was just playing them myself to begin with, but then I started using the delegate system once I had a few of them, because I figured.
How much time did it took, from the mint that you started playing? You got one wearable at a moment, right?
Yeah, so I started right like almost a year ago, um, in
Okay.
uh, in November of last year, and minted my first one. Got one of those captain's hats and started playing it, and upgrading it when I could, and then the next mint I minted more, and every mint after I just kept minting them, because that was a little cheaper than buying them off OpenSea. And then, eventually with enough mints and, picking a few up here and there, a couple trades because I wanted to get a whole set. I had that whole, finally got that whole bomber set so I could get my crown or scepter. And then, started a guild. Well, I had a couple delegates, and then I thought, well, just to keep it organized, I'll start a Discord and um, have my team in there. And yeah, so those were the early days, I guess, for me in ice poker. But yeah, it was just a nice mix of poker and crypto that just kind of fell into my lap and sort of fit me really well.
Great. Yeah, it looks like you found a place, involving this new world you were exploring, like cryptos and NFTs, and you find that connected with poker is like, the dream in a way, because you join there, but in a way that you feel the most comfortable. And I see a big evolution in what you are saying. Like you started, playing yourself, then you started like delegating some people, and now you have a whole guild system. What can you tell about this system and your Discord? I've been checking your Discord; is amazing. But for the people that doesn't know many, about it.
Yeah, as I, started getting more wearables and more delegates just to try and keep them organized because I wanted to do it myself. I wanted to stay involved and kind of be hands-on and not just get a guild manager and have them, do the stuff for me. So I was out there looking for players and um, you know, understanding the game of poker. I could talk to players and get a feel for whether they knew what they were doing or not. Um, so I was pretty good at vetting um, poker players. So that was nice. So I had fewer problems with players not performing or not knowing how to play or um, doing that kind of thing. So yeah, as I got more, I got a Discord, got organized, and just created a little ladder system where they were kind of competing for my best wearables.
Okay.
Yeah, at one point I had enough delegates that not I didn't have enough wearables for all of them. So they were kind of competing for a spot on the roster really until I got more wearables um, and I could get one for all of them. So the if it was just based on their performance for the week. So if they had a good week, then they would get my best wearables. If they had a really bad week, then they would be an alternate for the week. And they would usually end up playing anyway when someone else couldn't play. So it was really nice. I had some players and I had some alternates when my players couldn't play. Um, so it's not quite like that anymore, but I still have about 10 guys that go through, and some will take some time off, some will come back, and uh, so I still have that little ladder system where now with the ladder they're competing for more wearables. So the top guy will get 5 wearables or more of my rank 5 wearables and that kind of thing. So the Discord is really just a place where they can chat and post screenshots and we talk strategy. I have a little strategy section, or they can let me know what's going on, or they can ask me questions about what things are going on in ice poker because not all of them have the time to be in the Central Games Discord all the time. So I try to keep them updated on what's going on, the new systems, new games, new proposals, those types of things, so that they can use that information and to the best of their ability.
Amazing. Perfect. Perfect. And when you're telling that you have 10 delegates and you're saying that's not a lot, I gotta say it's a number, that you have almost a full soccer team in a way. For example, if right now we're in a stronghold, we are in this interview, and many people, I used to be one of those, so I know some people are walking and passing by like, I wanna get a wearable or something. If one of the people are here, what are you looking for when you are searching for someone to delegate? Like, what's your ideal?
Ideal, just that they have a decent idea of how to play, and that they're willing to do a little work and get better. Because there's I'm always willing to sit down and have a session with a player and either have them watch me, play for an hour or so, or I'll watch them play for an hour or so, and we'll just chat about the hands and kind of the process and what you kind of things you should be thinking about while you're playing, and what hands to fold, what hands to raise, how to go about playing certain hands and certain players, how to deal with the people who just shove all in every hand, and just how to play poker better. So if they're willing to get better, then that's one of the things I'm looking for. Um, and just communication, really. If it's fine if you want to take days off, just let me know, and I'll dish that wearable out to someone else and give it back to you when you come back. And um, so yeah, so mostly just kind of awareness of poker, willingness to get better, and being able to communicate. I guess are the things I'm looking for mostly.
Yeah, I can see that, and that's super refreshing to see someone like in a way teaching, like being part, it's like not like you're just giving the wearables to someone and see how he's performing, but you are like, like seeing that person growing up in ice poker. And that's beautiful. And I want to ask you about that. How, you have a long roster of delegates and you had in your past. How do you saw that evolution in them? Like the first that started and the ones you have right now.
Yeah, at first there was just a lot of gamers looking for the opportunity to make some money. Um, like not necessarily good poker players, but they're willing to get in the mix and try and earn some ice. Um, Now it's little less of that, just because the real money making opportunities aren't quite the same as they were when ice poker first started. So now it's more of the people who enjoy poker, and they just they understand they're not going to get rich doing this, but it's nice to make a little money while they're playing, earn some extra money. And so I mean that's, I guess, kind of how it's changed. Now if you have no idea what you're doing, it's a lot harder to get a delegation, I guess, from someone who owns wearables. So it used to be one wearable per player, but now most of the good players have, they're stacked now with 4 or 5 wearables. So the players are a little better. Some of them were, those players from earlier who've learned and gotten better, kind of figured out the game, and less of the people who are just looking for the quick money grab. And
Yeah, I can see that, and yeah, it changed a lot. We are seeing more poker players who are passionate about it, and it's great to see that because I think that all the people that are playing ice have that sensation in a way, and mostly the people like you, that like you are someone who delegates, who plays poker, and who has like almost 20 years of story in poker. And about you as a poker player, how many hours do you usually play when you work in those moments that you are your own delegate?
um, I used to play. Well, I'm pretty competitive, so I would like to be near the top of the leaderboard. I'd want to have that
Okay.
2x every time I played. So sometimes, I would play for like 6, 7 hours, not just, with the one poker screen in front of my face, and that's all I did. I usually play while I'm doing other things, while I'm, you know, surfing the internet or scrolling Twitter or grading papers for my real job. Those types of things. So it's kind of a little, like a screen I had open on the side. But yeah, sometimes I would play for 6, 7, 8 hours just to make sure I got that 2x. Um,
And about that, when do you feel like it's a moment to end this? Like for example, sometimes you complete the missions and you are looking and you are on the top something, and at that moment you are like, no, I'm going to be on top, or you say, okay, this is enough for today. I'm not going to risk this.
yeah, I wasn't so worried about the the risk. I guess I would play. I mean, sometimes I would have I'd be up like I don't know, 10,000 chips, but I was still doing stuff, so I just kept playing, just for fun because, I enjoy poker and it was something to do. And then other times where things weren't going quite as well, I'd be down a couple thousand, and all right, I've gotta get this back. So, um, I don't know, it's sort of changed depending on the day. But sometimes I'd only play for a couple hours because that's all the time I had, or and then other times when I was doing other stuff on my computer, I would just leave that screen open for a while.
Yeah, yeah, it makes super sense. And if you gotta think like in a week, how many days do you think that, you know, even if for a delegate, or is it for you, like how many days do you expect to do good, or or the real thing, how many days in a week do you feel like, okay, I did a good job?
For me, just playing for myself, I'd want at least 5 out of 7 days to be a 2x.
That's amazing.
But I mean, that's me, and I know that's not everybody. But I totally understand people who just want to, get those challenges done, and have some positive chips, and they're good, and that's great. I don't expect people to play for hours and hours and hours for me. um, Play as long as you like, have fun, and if you're having a bad day, no big deal, shut it down. That's one of the beauties of ice poker, is that every day you come back and you get a new 3,000 chips to play with. So it's easier to brush those bad days off because you didn't lose any money. You just probably didn't earn quite as much as you may have liked.
Right. And even though all of that, you made 700,000, is that right?
Yeah, I'm up to like 700 and I don't know, 720,000 ice earned from
Wow,
me and my delegates
that's a
over.
goal.
Yeah, and
And
that's almost a year though.
almost a year, and
Yeah.
you are going to that million, or what's your goal right now?
My goal, I guess, just I don't really have a goal per se. I'd like to see the project, continue to do well. They've done a lot of good things lately. The developers, haven't just been sitting around. They're working hard. They want the whole project to succeed, and I want the project to succeed too. I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna stick around and keep playing and keep delegating, and hopefully watch the project continue to improve and stabilize and get better and become bigger and bigger, hopefully.
Beautiful. And you are part of this because you are someone who is making history to join in the start almost. You have been here for a year, you have your delegates, you have your background, you are playing poker, you are here right now. So it's beautiful to have you. And I want to thank you especially for being here in Anthem Radio. We are doing this with a lot of love. So having like someone like you that's playing every day, it's inspiring for a lot of people that are right now watching from their tables. And I want you to ask. I want to say this. If you have some words to say to the people that are right now looking, what are your final words at this interview?
Well, I mean, if you're an owner and involved in the project, be involved in the Discord. There's plenty of opportunities to help shape the project, and give your opinions on things and suggestions. And the developers are really good about taking those suggestions and running with them. They've, a lot of the things they've done are inspired by the community members. So, and that's good. And if you're a player, you know, it's uh, it's not hard to get better at the game. There's plenty of resources out there, books, websites that will, help improve your game. So it's not too hard to get a lot better. So yeah, you just have to put in a little time and effort, and you can be a really good poker player.
For sure, and you are an example of that because you are seeing the evolution in each one of your delegates. So yeah, it's an honor to interview you. Thank you for being here. everybody should, if you are right now playing and you see Doc Martin playing beside you, take care. Don't go all in because you have a pro right there, and so it's better to think about it, And well, you have that Doc Legion then in your Discord and everything. You're working every day to build this ice poker and the central games poker. So thank you for being here. It's amazing, and that's all. Thank you, Doc Martin.
Thanks a lot, Marcus. Looking forward to seeing all the other ones too.
I'm sure.